Welcome back. And so we're finally going to start making this a little cleaner using modules. So we've got a bunch of function definitions that are being used here. And I'm just going to change this one to actually have a parameter, but it doesn't need to be. If someone cares about the function definition in a real coding project, they'll often go to the actual file where that lives. It'll live in a separate file. And by kind of separating it in its own file, it also means it can be pulled into other files and just kind of makes a clean way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and move all these functions. Move all these functions. I'm going to get rid of greeting. Greeting is dumb. I'm just going to take say hello and add. So say hello can go into utils. We'll delete it, and add can go into utils and delete it. And now this code looks a lot cleaner, but it will break because obviously those files, those function names don't exist in this file. And hopefully that also shows you that, hey, the one thing about a module is that this is no longer the global scope. This is only the scope to this file. I have a name variable here and a utils function here. If I try to console log the name in this file, it won't work because this name only exists in this file. Modules maintain their own scope. And so how do we actually bring these functions into here? So there's two pieces. So inside of the file that you want to use it, you need to import it. And inside of the file that these functions live in, you will want to export it. So the way that we export stuff is easy. Right in front of the function names or variables that we want to export, we can go ahead and use the export keyword. And that's going to make these functions available to other modules. And now in this module, I can import them. And I have to actually use this curly brace syntax because by default, that's how exports work. It's kind of all exported in this object, and we're actually destructuring those off of the export. So we're going to import say hello, and you can tell VS Code already knows where to get these from. It knows the context, so it's been very helpful there. And add. So if I save that, our code now it's failing because console log name is a 404. No, I don't think the console log name is actually breaking it. I think what's breaking it is that utils doesn't exist until here. So let's try that. How about there's utils.js? Freaking. Okay, whoops, realized my mistake. So .js. So VS Code was helpful, but it was also not helpful because it didn't add the JS for me. And so now this works. And again, what I wanted to show was if I try to console log name here, even though name is in the scope of this function or this file, it's not in the scope of this file. We're no longer in this global scope game. And so what I actually just get is nothing. And the reason I get nothing rather than actually something is because there is a name in the window scope that's not defined. But just to make it even more clear, if I do name1 and then try to console like name1, I should get error reference name1 is not defined. So just to make that perfectly clear, because there is actually like a name variable in the window object that I think it's pulling from. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you can kind of see how modules are useful. This is a very simple example, but we'll try to be using modules throughout the rest of the course. So thanks for watching.